Alright, brush monkeys, welcome back and welcome to Dragon December. This is going to be our two-part series. As those of you that remember, I did a green dragon last year, a black dragon the year before that, and this year we're doing a blue dragon. And we are going with the WizKids blue dragon. He looks pretty spiff. I really like how thin and spiny this one is, that he looks like he can pass for a lot of different dragons. He can pass for a fairy dragon, he can pass for a forest dragon. He could probably be used as a silver dragon. I mean, he checks a lot of boxes here, but we're going to go ahead and paint him as a blue dragon. And I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with this guy. Just as an experiment, I'm going to be using contrast paints through an airbrush. And for that, I'll be using my Sotar 2020 airbrush. Looks like that. And it's the Sotar 2020 is great for really thin medium. It's got a really fine point needle, so it's good for really thin medium, like washes and inks and things like that. And so I think the contrast paints will go really nicely through it. The other advantage of the Sotar is because it's got such a thin needle, it's got a really fine spray pattern, and so you can get in really close to other colors with it, which I think is going to help when you're doing, say, a dark blue on the muscles of the wing and then a lighter blue on the flesh of the wing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use ultramarine on the flesh of the wing, Leviathan blue over the whole rest of the dragon, and a little bit of achromatic blue down the front of the belly scales, which I think I can probably get like right into his crotch there before I have to switch over to a brush to get the underside of the rest of the tail here. But you can get really close in like that without getting a whole lot of overspray, which is why this brush is fantastic for that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what I'm aiming for. And I've never actually used, well, I've used contrast paints to an airbrush, but not as the primary method of painting a figure. So this will be an interesting experiment. I'm going to do the blues and possibly the base in gray. I've got Gravelord gray set aside for the base. The rest of the dragon really is going to be dry brushing, and that's probably going to be most of tomorrow's video, is dry brushing and the detail work. And I've got Emmerich blue, skink blue, and Ethereum blue set aside for the dry brushing tomorrow. And then I've got Dawnstone dry brush for the base. I'm going to glue some tufts on there too. I've got matte white for his eyes. I'm going to just dot those eyes white. After maybe dry brushing a little bit of light blue around the eyes so it looks like there's an OSL effect, like it's glowing. His spines are all going to be dark sand. Spines and his horns and everything. Little claws. Doesn't really show his teeth sticking out, so that's good. But all these little spines and claws and whatnot are going to be dark sand with some pallid bone wash on them. And I think that's going to look really good. So yeah, without further ado, let's get over to the airbrush station and get busy. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, so straight out of the gate, I got the achromatic blue painted on the underside. I'm going to have to do a little brush touch up in there and along the bottom of his tail in some places. But right off the bat, the achromatic blue through the airbrush looks fantastic. A little bit of overspray here, that's fine. I'm going to touch that up with the Leviathan blue when I do that. But yeah, that's a good start. Good solid start. I like that. I really like how that looks. I think that's going to look fantastic when I do the skink blue dry brush over the top of it. So I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry, and then we'll go in with the ultramarine blue on the wing panels here. And then we'll do the Leviathan blue last to clean everything up. Alright, so I'll see you soon. Alright, I've got the ultramarine blue on the wings now, and it's looking pretty good. It's a little dark, but one, I'm going to dry brush it with the Emmerich blue, as I will probably all the blue. And two, it's going to look lighter in comparison to the Leviathan blue For some reason I picked up a Kellyan green. Okay. The Leviathan blue is really, really dark blue, almost black, and that's going to go on the majority of the dragon. So the ultramarine blue is going to look kind of light, but it's going to look light in comparison to it. So I think this really looks good. Once I get the dry brushing done, it's going to look even better. So I'm going to go ahead and go get the Leviathan blue, and then we'll finish this guy up, see how he looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, so now I have the Leviathan blue done on the dragon, on the blue dragon, and he looks quite a bit darker in real life than he does on this camera. But at the same time, the achromatic blue on his belly scales looks a lot brighter on the camera. It looks really fantastic. I really love this effect, how it's got this almost kind of like glowing energy thing, like kind of like Godzilla's back scales along his belly scales. I think that really looks fantastic. The blue is kind of a really dark, almost black blue, and then it's just a slightly lighter blue on the wings where the skin is thinner. And he really looks fantastic. I'm going to give him a little while to finish drying because he's still wet in places, but he looks really fantastic. And I think I'm thinking I could probably, I decided not to airbrush the base because of the proximity to the feet. I know I said you can get some really close in effects, but it's still going to be awfully close. And so I decided I'd rather do that with the brush and get in there. So that's what I'm going to do next, is do the base. Then we're going to let everything dry, and I might start the first round of dry brushing on this video. Maybe I'll make the next video all about the details, like the eyes and the claws, the finishing touches, like the dry brushing the base and the tufts and things like that, and the that kind of thing. I'll go ahead and do the dry brushing on this video. I think that's going to look good. So yeah, so airbrushing the base coats and dry brushing are going to be this video. All the little finishing touches and whatnot are going to be on the next video, and I think that's going to look really fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and go do that, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. All right. See you soon. Bye. Alright, so I'm back at the painting desk, and I've touched up a couple little places that were missed with the airbrush, and I think it's all looking fairly even now. There's still a couple little places where it's just not cooperating with this evolution. Okay, here we go. And so I started in on the dry brushing. And you can see I did the dry brushing on the achromatic blue, and you can see on those places where it was dark before, that's now it's kind of got that glow to it effect. The achromatic blue is a really great kind of bright teal color, and then skink blue is a perfect dry brush to that because it's the same color, just a little bit lighter, and so it really makes that glow pop. And I think that really made those belly scales come out really nice. I really like how that looks. I think that looks fantastic. Even in the places where it's still a little dark and didn't quite, because of the zenithal primer is almost black with the achromatic blue over the top of it, and then you can put that skink blue over there, and it brings about, and it looks really fantastic. So there's still some little places on the Leviathan blue that need to dry, so I'm going to take a break here and let those dry, and then we will come back in with the Emmerich blue and do a dry brush all over both the Leviathan blue and the ultramarine blue and lighten those up. And then I think the wings will get a light dry brush of the Ethereum blue as well. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. I really like how it's turning out so far. I also went ahead and did the base with the Gravelord Gray. I may do another layer right in through here because it looks a little light, but yeah, overall, he's coming along. See you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, so I started with a dry brush of Emmerich blue all over the dragon, and I'm using this ELF brush. It's a big fucking brush, but it's fairly soft bristles. This is great for doing dry brushes on large pieces like this, because it's got this big fluffy head here. And by ELF, I mean that's the name of it. It's an ELF contour brush. It's actually a makeup brush. It stands for eyes, lips, face. And you can buy this for a couple of bucks at just about any place that sells makeup. I think I got this one for like $2 at CVS or someplace like that. But it's great for doing dry brush on big pieces like this. And you can see that Emmerich blue brings out all the little details, the texture of the wings, the texture of the muscles, all those little scales and everything, without overwhelming the dark blue. It's still very dark blue. It's still a very, he's still a very dark dragon, but it brings out all those highlights and it looks really fantastic. And I love the way this turned out. And I think I'm just going to do a very light dry brush of the Ethereum blue just over the flesh on the wings, and maybe just a little bit down the chest, but I don't want to lose that gorgeous glow that it is. The Ethereum blue is going to be much lighter, and I just dropped my brush because wouldn't be a day in the shop without dropping something. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pause and go do that dry brush, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. All right, see you soon. All right, so I've added that Ethereum blue to the flesh of the wings, and that lightened it up even further. And I did it on the front and back of the wings, and that looks really fantastic. I managed to lighten it up without looking too scratchy or terrible. Gave it that texture to it. I really love how it turned out. It looks a lot brighter on camera than it does in real life. In real life, he's still looking dark. Gave it a little bit of dry brush around the face, around the eyes that are going to be white. And I dry brushed his base with the Dawnstone. Kind of give it that gray look. So that looks really fantastic. I'm going to glue a couple of tufts on there, but that's going to wait until the next video. I'm going to go ahead and paint his eyes in now. But I think for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and call this done and wrap up this video. And we'll get to all the brushwork and the spines and everything next video. And the finishing touches, what have you. So, thanks for watching. I know this is a really quick little video. It doesn't take a lot to make a really stunning looking dragon, a really amazing looking figure, when it's mostly like airbrushed and dry brushed. It tends to go by really fast, and yet it looks really amazing. It looks really striking, and takes like minimum effort to do it. So it looks really good. So like I said, we'll go ahead and pause here. Next week we'll get into the horns and the spines and the claws and everything, and do all the little finishing touches on this guy and really wrap him up. All right? We'll see you next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom here. If you like what you see, click like down below. I think it's over on that side. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click subscribe. New videos post mostly on Fridays. The regularly scheduled ones post on Fridays, but you know, if something comes up, I'll post something anytime. So go check that out. Click like, click subscribe. Both of those help with my YouTube numbers. If you want to rock some of the Fly Monkey merch, like a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodies, masks, whatever, go check out our merch store at storefrontier.com/FlyMonkeyStudios. If you want to support me in other ways, there's my Amazon wish list. Feel free to check that out. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook accounts. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.